I really like roller coasters. So I want to make a roller coaster necklace, which honestly, I feel is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to elaborate any further. Okay, so I 3D printed this track and I have the tiniest ball bearings I've ever seen. So check this out. So this is a 3D printed version of this G-scale train model track. And I tilted the track at 55 degrees so that the cart won't catch on my skin or on my clothes. How will I get this to this round shape? Great question. And how will I take the necklace on and off? Also a great question. And what will the cart end up looking like at the end? That's a stupid question. It's gonna look great. That's what it's gonna look like. The first problem I wanna solve is the shape issue and how to turn this into this round angled shape. This video is brought to you by Yet Studio and Insta360. I should probably do research on how to do this before we use the actual stock, but I could also just do it. It's a little bit of a bend. It's not fucking up the rail as much. Oh shit, no. Did it in the wrong direction. This wide part of the track is supposed to be angled out, not in. Let's keep on doing it anyway, just to see how far I can get it, and if the metal starts cracking, we can reap some benefits from this mistake. Dude, it's getting close. The deep gratitude I feel that these stores exist. Thank you to all the generations of nerds that have kept it alive. So I'm gonna build the base of the cart, custom out of like brass sheet metal, but I'm looking for if there are any like little decorative elements that I can kind of add up top to, I don't know, not make it look so homemade. Because as you know, everybody makes homemade miniature roller coaster carts. Oh wait, they have cab seats. It's a good little front piece maybe. Look at all of these 3D printed micro iterations. But for this next cart, we have made a huge update. It is no longer flat, it is curved. And hopefully it will hug the diameter of the brass track. That's it. We're graduating to metal. Not because we're ready, but because I'm done. Do I want to use the CNC or put some Sharpie marks on this and then use the laser cutter to mark it out and cut it by hand? No, I do know, because I remember when I tried to cut sheet metal with a jigsaw, and it was one of the worst days of my life for the scissor lamp. Ah! Fuck that shit. That's terrible. Easy enough. So the idea is to solder this little pipe into all of these holes, and then I can use those to mount the ball bearings, unless I soldered them shut. Oh, you know what? It's so funny. It's the end of the day. I guess I don't have time to solve that right now. Tomorrow is a better day. Let's take a quick break for me accidentally soldering holes shut to talk about something more important, which is that I need your help. So this video is sponsored by my own product company, Yet Studio, and the business is actually doing great, like better than ever. We've added a bunch of new products, we've sold more than twice as much as last year, and you have left the kindest, most thoughtful reviews imaginable, so that part has been amazing. But when I decided to start manufacturing my own inventions, everyone warned me how hard this kind of business is, and they were right. And I made a really expensive mistake with the spool table in particular. So the spool table itself is great. It's a table, it's a lamp, it has hidden storage, and honestly, somehow it turned out even better than we had hoped, and the reviews are genuinely fantastic. So the problem isn't the product, it's the size of the product and the amount that we have. Fulfillment centers charge storage fees based on how big something is and how long it sits on a shelf. And right now, the spool table is slowly bleeding us dry. So if you have ever considered buying a spool table and you were like, waiting for a someday, I would ask you to please not wait. Like, it would help me out tremendously. So if you order a spool table before January 1st, I'll even write you a handwritten thank you note, and I will try very hard to make it legible. The spool table is currently only available in the US, but if you want to support a small business that is doing its best and occasionally learning things the hard way, you can check us out at Studio. We have lots of different products, including this crew neck shirt. There's a link in the description. Okay, back to the build. So I had a change of strategy. So I bent these two pieces on the ring roller, and I thought that I would kind of stack them and then cut them and somehow make them one. There are just so many angles going on. I don't think I'm gonna be able to perfectly align them. So instead, what I did was I soldered together two pieces of straight rail and put them into the ring roller as one piece. And now I have this necklace. And I realized that I can just use a simple hinge to open and close the necklace because this gives me enough space. So I got these little baby hinges. I'm gonna cut the butts here so that they align and solder this hinge on there. Look at how itty bitty they are. They're like for doll houses and stuff. Dude, I'm just playing with miniatures over here. There's doll houses, there's model trains. What a way to spend the year of being 35. Dream. What? So what happened was that while I was trying to solder the hinge on here, this bottom solder joint gave out. So what I think I should do is clean everything up, resolder this bottom joint with the highest temperature solder I have, and then get set up with everything again. It's actually hinging. The bar is so low. Okay, there's lots of weird angles going on, but like, yeah, this is so fun. I should really take more jewelry classes and learn more about it because I'm thoroughly enjoying the fiddly nature of jewelry making. I definitely melted the parts of the metal that I should not have melted. The good news is I also melted the parts of the metal that I did want to melt. Remember when I said that I love how fiddly this project is? I take that back. There's nothing cozy about tinkering when you're fucking annoyed and you're looking all over your floor that's covered in dust and I don't know what for some little piece that you just dropped. I finished this and it's not good enough. So I made an entire second one, and you know what? It's also not good enough. I'm out of material and I'm out of time and I'm out of patience, and all I want is a roller coaster necklace. I know that as convincing as my emotions are, this is what I go through every time. I hit some sort of point where I feel like I won't be able to pull it off, and then I usually take a nap and I'm fine. But I don't want a nap right now. Sounding like a 5-year-old that's like, I don't want a nap. I don't want to go to bed. I just want to be angry. I have one last idea for a hinge that I might try out. So here it is. And to close it, you can just put this little pin in, and then this chain holds it in place. Only issue is that it broke. The good news is that each iteration, I'm learning a lot. The bad news is that the thing I'm learning the most is just that I don't know what I'm doing. The metal is so thin and weak. So for version 1 and 2, I was just using these little dollhouse hinges. They're not strong enough. So for version 3, I used what I would maybe call a U-hinge. This also did not work. This little flange here, too weak and disappointing. And that is my job. Instead, I'm gonna do what we're gonna call an L-hinge. I have a lot of confidence that this is gonna work. And by a lot, I mean about 45%. Really hope I don't mess this up, because this is also the last piece of good track that I have, which means that the stakes are a 20-minute drive to the Model Tree store. Trying to like bend it. I just wanted to kind of cup my shoulders a little bit. The good news is that the bending is going great. The bad news is that I broke the hinge. It's getting there. And I think that the cart is gonna be able to make it all the way around without hitting my neck. Something I didn't tell you was, but I just did a completely different version of the rail because the other one also failed. So what are we? I think on my 5th attempt at a final attempt, which really is a great number. But I think this might be it. As long as I can fix the piece that broke, I think we might be good. Fuck. I broke it. Well, that's a shame. Oh, what is this, day 6 of trying to make this stupid rail? And it was finally kind of working. And I drop it and I break it. I don't think this is gonna work. Is this the project that I just give up on? You know, whenever I give interviews, they're always like, oh, has there ever been a project that you like kind of threw in the bin because it didn't work out? And I've always been proud to say no, because it's my job to not give up. But maybe this time it is my job to give up. I feel like this entire project just is a metaphor for sunk cost fallacy, just like me burning up my workbench because I'm like, oh, the solder's gonna flow any moment now. Maybe we just cut our losses. I cannot believe that I dropped it. Scripps, can you come and be an emotional support dog? I need about 12 pounds on top of me right now. Come on. Oh, hey. You don't care about roller coaster necklaces. You just want to eat poop. Oh, yeah. Puppy paw right in the titty is exactly what I need to get out of this headspace. And then just butthole straight on my chest. That screw is in wrong on the lamp. You know, I've never really laid down here before, so I haven't had an opportunity to notice that.
you know, maybe it like communicates some good qualities about something. You know, gotta live up to the whole like it's okay to fail thing, even though it fucking sucks when it happens. You are just gonna have to use your imagination for now as to what this roller coaster necklace is gonna look like. And then we're just gonna order a 3D printed version, like nice 3D printed metal. And we'll post that as shorts and reels and TikToks and all of those things. This is a great opportunity to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't already. And if you want to see how this roller coaster necklace pans out once technology has helped me on the way. I'm going to go have a snack and then maybe we go to an amusement park because it's like kind of at the end of the year and I kind of want to ride a roller coaster after having spent so much time thinking about them. Yeah, let's do that. Come on, Scripps.
This video is sponsored by Insta360 GO Ultra, and it's the perfect camera for a day like today.
We're at an amusement park with roller coasters that actually work.
The Insta360 GO Ultra is slim and incredibly discreet, all while delivering 4K video footage at up to 60 frames per second. There are so many ways to use this camera. The magnet pendant makes for great POV shots, and you can pair it with the Insta360 Mic Air that's not only a really great little mic, you can also use it as a remote to start and stop recording, and the 2.5-inch flip touchscreen is great for vlogging.
Okay, but have they thought about making it out of brass?
It comes with a quick release safety cord so you can have peace of mind even on a roller coaster, and if you happen to misplace it, you can easily find it via the Find My app. If you want to try it for yourself, click the link in the description and use my code. The first 10 orders will get up to $80 off and a free mic here. Thanks Insta360, and thanks for watching this video. Okay, bye!
Do you know that I was able to do a push-up the other day? Got it on camera. It's just me. It's my daily workout routine.